Alright, welcome to part 2 of real estate versus stocks and which is better. Now, I'm not going to waste any time, let's dive right in. So I'm going to be looking at this indicator called government support because we need to ask ourselves this question. Which has the government stepped in to support? Real estate or stocks? And if you've been reading the papers or if you're in the investing world, you'll realize that the government has directly intervened in the real estate market, but not so much in the stock market. And if you've heard of this thing called cooling measures, it's nothing new because since 2010, the government has pushed out 17 different cooling measures in the Singapore property market. But why is this so? Now let's take a look at this article. Minister Lawrence Wong actually says that the Singapore cooling measures have achieved what they are meant to do. So what is it that they are meant to do? They basically want to ensure that demand doesn't cause prices to move at a pace that outstrips fundamentals. So what this means is that the government wants stable and sustainable growth. And to me, this is an indicator of government helping to hedge against some risk in the market. So we need to ask ourselves, if your stock price goes to zero or is heading towards zero, will the Singapore government intervene? Now, I don't think so. Then the next thing we need to ask is, which is actually riskier? In this scenario, stocks are much riskier compared to real estate. And we also take a look at the psychology of investing. Stocks, you can actually buy and sell on a daily basis. But for real estate, there are certain limitations to it which prevent you from doing so. And we're going to look at one of them. It's called SSD. So what is SSD? SSD is the seller stamp duty. In Singapore real estate market, you have a minimum holding period of 3 years if you buy private residential or industrial properties. So for residential, if you sell within the first year, you have a 12% SSD payable to IRAS. Sell within 2 years is 8%, sell within 3 years is 4%. However, after 3 years, no more SSD. Similarly, for industrial properties, first year is 15%, within 2 years if you sell it is 10%, within 3 years it's 5%. After that, no more SSD. So something to take note. Now, I'm going to show you how this actually relates to psychology of investing. Usually, investors have these two problems when it comes to the psychology, emotional part of investing. The first thing is what I call itchy fingers. So itching fingers is basically when they see the stock price, for example, increase by a huge amount, and then they have this thing where, oh, I better sell soon so I can take profit and prevent. But hey, the price could actually go much higher. Same for real estate, all right, because there is a limitation to how fast you can sell. It removes this itchy fingers type of behavior. And the second thing is that it actually removes the fear of loss. So for example, when your stock price drops 10%, then drops 20%, then drops 30%, hey, high chance, right, you'll be scared and say, hey, maybe I should just sell now and not suffer any more losses. But if we look at the real estate market, you have a 3-year limitation. But looking at the past 2 recessions, we did not have a recession recovery that took longer than 3 years. Okay, in fact, we recovered in 2 years or less only, which means you actually prevent yourself from selling during the bottom and you actually ride over holding through and go into the recovery stage with your property. But the $1 million question I know that all of you have in your minds is, Ian, which is better? My answer to you is it depends. And it depends on you. So I believe that real estate and stocks are both good investments. In fact, these are both of my favorite 2 investment assets. But it's always a matter of portfolio composition. So what do I mean? If you're an active investor, all right, you have a lot of time in your hands, you can look at the markets every day, then hey, stocks might be a better choice. So 60-70% of your portfolio, you might want to be in stocks. 30 to 40%, you might want it to be in real estate. But if you're more of a passive investor, you don't have so much time to keep looking at the market every single day, then maybe 60 to 70% of your portfolio should be in real estate, 30 to 40% in stocks. So always ask yourselves, how much time do you have? And also it depends on your risk appetite. Okay, If you have a higher risk appetite, you might want to look at stocks. If you have a lower risk appetite, if you want something that's safer, you might want to look at real estate instead. Okay? So this is the end of part 2. If you want to save this video for future references, remember to do it. Save it so you can watch it. I know it will be so beneficial for you. As usual, if you've learned something new today, do me a favor, like and share this post so that someone else can benefit. My name is Ian Teo and I look forward to seeing you on my next video.